The first way to build intimacy on my list today is communication. Now, my kings, we are always talking about how very important communication is. And for it to be top on the list today just goes to, show you again just how important this is. Now, my kings, for you to build intimacy with your woman, who are supposed to have your communication game top notch. And it doesn't have to be just you, it has to be both ways. And this is because when we are talking communication, we are not just talking, talking. Or, okay, they said we should communicate, so let's just talk. No, we are talking in all honesty, in all modesty, talking with empathy, talking to be understood, actively listening, knowing when to reply and when not to reply, when to contribute and when not to contribute, how to contribute to not make your partner feel bad. Communicating with emotional intelligence, where you get to the point where you can talk about any and everything freely with your woman because you both have built that level of communication where it doesn't matter what it is and it doesn't even matter how hard it is to be honest about that particular thing. You are going to be honest about it. And you are going to talk about it with your woman. And it doesn't even matter how hard it is to communicate at that point in time or to talk. Maybe let's say you are in an argument with your woman, a heated one. At that point in time, it seems very difficult and even impossible to communicate or to get your partner to understand you. But if you're able to build this good communication with your woman, you will get to the point where you both can freely talk about any and everything, regardless of whatever it is and regardless of how uncomfortable it is for either of you or both of you. And this is going to help you build intimacy because it is going to help you build trust. Now, your woman knows you talk to her about every and anything, and you do your best to be honest with her regardless how difficult it is. And she knows you're going to be considerate about her feelings. When you're talking to her, you're not just going to talk irrationally. Now, trust is being built, and this trust is going to help the basis and the foundation of that intimacy that you want to build in that relationship. That is when you are so free with your partner, you're so free with your woman, that, like I mentioned, it doesn't even matter how difficult it is, doesn't matter how uncomfortable it is, you know that you can always talk to her at any given time. That is why communication is the very first way to build intimacy in your relationship. Another way to build intimacy is quality time. Now, my kings, the more quality time you are able to spend with your partner, the more your intimacy grows. Because now you have this thing where you make sure you make out time to spend quality time with your woman. That is definitely going to build the feelings you have for each other. It is definitely going to build your bond. It's going to get to that point where you are always looking forward to that quality time because you know that it doesn't matter how busy you are or how busy your woman is, you are both always going to create time to spend quality time together. This one is a no-brainer, my kings. There's no argument on this. The more time you spend with your woman, the deeper your connection because you get to really bond, you get to really spend quality time, just like the name goes, together with each other. So you get to enjoy each other's company more often. That is definitely going to help you build intimacy. So yes, my kings, quality time is another way to build intimacy in your relationship. Another way to build intimacy in your relationship is empathy. Now, my kings, this cannot be overemphasized. Be kind to your woman. Deal with your woman with emotional intelligence. And this is going to help build intimacy because women are emotional beings. And when she knows you understand her emotions, or you at least try to understand her emotions, or you are just empathetic towards her, it doesn't even matter if you understand what it is she feels or why it is she feels that way. Because sometimes, believe me, the things that makes us feel, let me say, down or sad are things that you kings can just look at and laugh because it is not that deep for you kings. But for us women, it is deep for us. So you being able to just feel for her, even when whatever it is she's feeling doesn't make sense to you, is definitely going to help build intimacy in your relationship. Because this woman is going to feel like, okay, my man understands me. He feels for me. He's kind towards me. And even if he doesn't understand what it is I am feeling, he just makes sure to show me kindness. He deals with me with emotional intelligence. That's just it, my kings. So yes, my kings, empathy is another way to build intimacy in your relationship. Another way to build intimacy in your relationship is physical touch. Now, my kings, I am not even talking about being romantic or, sexual aspect of physical touch. I am just talking about simply holding your woman's hands in public, simply, adjusting her hair for her, simply locking eyes with her, simply rubbing her shoulders. I am talking about the most basic form of physical touch. This is a huge thing and it is definitely going to build the bond for you. When you and your woman get to that point where you can freely just, be touchy around each other without it even being sexual. Because we are talking about building intimacy. We are not even talking about sex and the other. We're just talking about being able to have this deep bond and connection with your woman. Physical touch is very, very key. So yes, my kids, that is another thing you need to do that will help you build intimacy in your relationship. Another way to build intimacy in your relationship is to speak her love language. And my kings, this is very simple. Does your woman like to be posted on social media? Is that what she feels is love? Do it. Is your woman's love language gifts? Give her gifts. And it doesn't have to be anything big. It just has to be that you're giving her gifts. I don't know, just speak your woman's love language. And believe me, if that woman is wise, wants you for you, sincerely loves you, you are going to get the same energy back. She is going to reciprocate. She's going to speak your love language, regardless if it makes her feel uncomfortable. She's going to go out of her way to make sure that she's speaking your love language. So that's it. If your woman's love language is public display of affection, do it. Make her feel loved because you are trying to build intimacy here. You're trying to make this woman know that, okay, yeah, we'll share something. There's a connection. There's a bond and nothing is going to come between us. You are reassuring her that we are going to build this thing and make it so deep that we wouldn't ever have to doubt each other about how we feel towards each other or what it is we feel for each other. So yes, my kids, speaking your woman's love language is definitely another way to build intimacy. Another way to build intimacy is to leave sweet notes. Now you can do this for your woman. You can just easily just chop and it doesn't have to be anything long or deep or you're trying to be all poetic and all. Just make sure it is real. Just make sure it is really how you feel. Drop a random notes for your woman. Put it in a book she's going to open and read. Put it in her bag. Just drop this random. I know what I'm telling you. If your goal is to build intimacy, if your goal is to make your relationship have this smooth sailing where, like I mentioned, you both don't doubt what you feel for each other, do this. It is going to help you. And believe me, we are naturally built to multiply. She's going to multiply it. She's going to reciprocate. Unless she's not in that relationship for good. And that is actually even going to save you because when you do this and she doesn't reciprocate and the intimacy or the bond still doesn't grow, then this woman doesn't love you. But when you do this and she reciprocates, and she even goes beyond to do more and multiplies it, then you know that yes, you're dealing with someone who feels what you're feeling. And you both grow in that intimacy to where you no longer have even the slightest doubt about what it is you feel for each other. It's that you both are certain of how you feel towards each other. So yes, my kings, leaving notes is another way to build intimacy. Another way to build intimacy is keeping promises. And my kings, this one is just simple and basic. If you know that you might not be able to do it or you are not certain about it, please do not make a promise to your woman. Women hardly forget things, so please, if you are not certain yet, leave it. It is better you make it a surprise where she's not expecting it and she just gets it than you make a promise and you don't keep it. That is going to ruin your relationship. And the goal here is to build intimacy, to build a bond. Again, like I mentioned, build something strong that you both don't ever have to doubt what it is you share. So please, my kings, make sure to keep your promises. If you are not sure about it, don't make it a promise. Instead, make it a surprise. Please. Yes, keeping promises is definitely another way to build intimacy in your relationship. Now, the last way to build intimacy in your relationship on my list today is to call. Now, my kings, I am not talking about texting though. Randomly call your woman and just say, hello. Yeah, I just wanted to let you know that I love you. That's it. You are not calling for anything else. You're not calling because you have something to discuss with her. You just want to drop that. Please don't text it. Call her. And the reason why calling is important and is going to help build intimacy is she's going to hear your voice. It is different. You might think it's the same thing. It is different. She's going to feel so special, thinking that, okay, he is having a busy day. He thought of me. He picked his phone and he called me, even if it is for 2 seconds. Unless this woman doesn't love you, that's the only time this is not going to help you build your intimacy in that relationship. But if she loves you, this is going to be a win-win for both you and your woman. So yes, my case, make those random calls. If thought of her randomly flashed through your brain, call her. Let her know that you randomly thought of her and thought to let her know. This is going to make your relationship so blissful that you're even going to wonder how come this little thing is making so much wave. So please, my kings, make sure to incorporate this. It is very, very important. So that's it for this video, my kings. These are some ways to build intimacy in your relationship. Please do let me know if you found this video interesting and informative as well. Do also subscribe if you haven't done that already. Turn on the notification bell, like this video, drop a comment down below, share this video with your family and friends, and see you in the next one.